Hello there, you gorgeous lot. My name's Charlotte White and today I'm going to give you a little insight into the world of burlesque baking. I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful heart-shaped cookies. They're delicious, they're sweet, they're heart-shaped and they're glittery. It's the perfect treat for Valentine's Day or just to show someone how much you love them. So, I'm going to pop these to one side and we're going to start from the very beginning. What you'll need is a sugar cookie. This is a vanilla sugar cookie and it's made using the recipe that's in burlesque baking. It's very simple, don't worry, you'll have no trouble with it. And I've made them in a little heart shape because, you know, I'm feeling romantic today. And what I've got is some royal icing made up into two different consistencies and dyed very, very red. Backtrack a bit, I'll tell you how to prepare this. Royal icing is a mixture of egg white and icing sugar. You can buy this in a packet ready mixed and it's dead easy to work with. All you'll need is a really good mixer. I recommend using a KitchenAid for this because seriously you can just whack it on and have a cup of tea and let it do its thing. What you'll need to do with the ready mix packet icing is just add a little bit of water and then mix the hell out of it. If you want to make it yourself, you'll need to add 1 egg white to every 250 grams of icing sugar. So I've got it in two different consistencies. In my piping bag, I've got what we call stiff peaks, which is when you pull the beater out of the icing, it leaves a nice peak that you can see. In the bottle, I've got what we call a 7-second icing, which is with a little bit more water added to it. It becomes very runny. So when you take the beater out of the icing, you can count to 7 and nothing will be there. It will just be completely flat. It's that runny. So I really do recommend getting yourself a little squeezy bottle, else you're going to be in one awful mess. I've dyed my icing a deep red. You can only achieve this kind of red by using Red Extra paste. Okay, it's a paste colour and it's called Red Extra. Pink is much easier to do, or you can leave it white if you want, but if you want red, that's what you'll need to use. So back to our cookie. I've put the stiffer royal icing in a piping bag with a very small round nozzle, and you'll notice I've closed it nice and tight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little line around the edge of the cookie, and it looks something like this. The royal icing has an elasticity to it, so when you make that first little squeeze onto your cookie, you should be able to lift your tip up just above the cookie, squeezing very gently. And then as you move around, you're actually letting the icing fall onto the cookie. I'm going to stop at the bottom, flip the cookie round because it's much easier with this particular shape to do it in two halves, and start again, making that connection and just allowing that to fall very, very gently onto the top of the cookie. Please don't rush, take your time. There are no prizes for coming first in this game. This technique is actually known as flooding. So we're going to flood the cookie with a very wet icing. What we've created here is in essence our floodgate. So think of it like that. This is going to hold all of the icing in one place, so it's not going to go all over the edges. You're not going to look like you've been in an episode of Blue Peter. You're going to end up with a really, really nicely covered cookie. So the second job is to take your 7-second icing that's in your nice squeezy bottle and just squeeze it on top of your cookie. You can be fairly generous, but you'll notice I'm not going out all the way to the edges. I'm just going backwards and forwards and filling up the cookie. You then take a cocktail stick. You've got a few minutes before this is going to set. So you take your cocktail stick and just tease the icing out towards the edges of your floodgate. There we go. And if you remember those beautiful party room biscuits from all of your childhood parties, this is what they taste like in the end. Absolutely beautiful. So just moving it towards the edges. And you'll notice that that is getting caught on the line of icing that you've piped. So you're getting a beautifully covered top and naked sides. And you have a beautifully covered cookie. Now you could leave it at this, but it wouldn't be burlesque baking without just a little bit of edible glitter. So I've got some red hologram glitter here and I'm going to just sprinkle that all over the top of the cookie. Let's be liberal about this and make it absolutely delightful. There we go. So in a matter of moments, you've got something which you could quite happily give to your loved one as a little surprise on Valentine's Day, or any day you're feeling a bit romantic.